on with our second act this section. Are we ready for our second act? Excellent stuff. So with a lot of enthusiasm you're carrying through, please hear it one more time for Nicholas the Santo!
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming to see me. My name was on the website, so don't be shy. It's great to be in Leeds. I have prepared my set in English. I come from London, where English is not a given. It's good to be in Leeds. Now I'm trying to read the room. Do you guys like the truth? Yeah. Or milk? This set is particularly appealing to people who like the truth or milk. But it's not about the truth about milk. It's not that kind of gig, okay? It's not that kind of gig. Fun fact for you. Do you know why pasteurized milk is called pasteurized? Yeah. Very good, very good. Old school. You went to a good school, sir, right? Louis Pasteur, the French scientist who came up with the pasteurization procedure. Now, he is so important in some countries. Did you know, for example, in Tehran, there is a street named after him? And not just any street. It's the street where the presidential palace is located. They are serious about their milk. Their safe milk. Safe. It's not that kind of gig, by the way. But hold on to this little bit of information. We're going to use it later. I think... that was not a fun part, but thank you. As a society, it annoys me when we decide to go along with some big collective lies, like it's summertime now, and we are all forced to believe that the woman's cleavage just happens by chance. Just me? I mean, we have to behave as if she has no idea what she's doing. She has not picked her outfit deliberately, no thought behind it, and if I get caught looking at it, I'm the pervert. I understand this is the north, and from what I hear, the cleavage is always on display, but down south in summertime, it's stressful. It's stressful. Now, this is the dilemma in this society. There are other societies that have other big, fat, collective lies, like they think all their problems are because of colonialism. It's basically the same thing. They don't want to take responsibility. Oh, the English, they colonized us, they imposed their language, and now we speak English. So our country is attractive to foreign investment and the service sector, and corporations want to bring their headquarters here. Damn you, English! I think these former colonies must accept responsibility for their choices and stop blaming the British Empire. And ladies who show cleavage must stop blaming me and take responsibility for their wardrobe choices. Summertime is stressful. Yeah. Are you guys enjoying your white privilege? I decided to identify as white because my mortgage was up for refinancing. I want in on that. Let me get one of these advantageous white privilegey rates. Turns out they're the same rates for everyone. So that didn't work out. And by the way, while white men were in charge, my mortgage interest was only 1%. And then we had a female prime minister with a black chancellor, followed by an Indian prime minister. And now we are having the inflation unprecedented since the time Luftwaffe was pounding London. I'm just saying. What's up with that? This is going better than it did at Piccadilly Circus. I rehearsed my set for you guys, but it didn't go well. Piccadilly, yeah. Maybe they didn't speak English. Mostly tourists. Anyway, but white privilege is real, you know. As a white English man, it opens doors to you that remain close to somebody like me. For example, if you're a white English man, and you're not good enough to become a doctor or a lawyer or engineer, you can always become an Orientalist. Rings a bell? You go to the Orient and you decipher their funky ancient alphabet, try to decode their ancient stone engravings and tell them what a great civilization they used to be, and they love you for that. So that's one option. If you're not good enough to be an Orientalist either, you can always become an English teacher in the Far East. You go to Vietnam, Korea. And you don't even have to be good at English. You don't even have to be English. You can be Polish. They can't tell the difference. Seriously. But you need to look the part. I can't do that. I can't do that. And if you're not good enough to become an English teacher either, I guess you work with HR or something. There's only so much white privilege can get you. It's called white privilege. It's not a miracle or magic. But I think white men deserve some privileges for all the good things they did for us, right? And it annoys me to see that anti-white males use these great inventions against white men and nag about white men. They have a go at white men on the internet. Who invented the internet? Or they have a go at white men on TV or radio. Who invented TV or radio? Or in print media? Who did the printing machine? And sometimes they march against white men and white toxic masculinity. They march against them on roads. Who built the roads? You know, all the roads lead to Rome. Why do they lead to Rome? Because the Romans did the roads. And of course, they made them so that they would go to Rome. And they shout in their megaphones. Who invented the megaphone? Do you know who invented the megaphone? Thomas Edison improved it. Two other white guys, one German, one English, they did the first idea. So, I mean, how can you shout slogans against the white man into a megaphone? It's like beating up a Japanese guy with a Walkman. You know Walkman? I used to have a Walkman. I look younger than I am, actually. But we all do, because of all these great inventions by the white man. You know, the medicine and cosmetics and everything. Right? And the reason these anti-white men activists have so much time on their hands in the first place is because of the dishwasher and the washing machine and the fridge. So they get the free time to sit on their bums thinking how oppressed I am. They wouldn't do this if they had to go to the river to wash the laundry, right? No? So yeah, and I think nowadays we have this idea, well, in America, they have this idea to defund the police to fight white supremacy, right? Have you ever? I think if you really want to fight white supremacy, you must defund schools. Because once you go to schools, you learn that everything has been made by white men. Have you gone to school? I went to school, and not in a white country, by the way. I went to school in Iran. Have you heard about it? Yeah? Fans of Iran on internet? No? The Iranians are not really white, but they're also not white. So we spend a lot of time on Ancestry.com trying to figure out what the hell went wrong. True story. So you go to school in Iran, and the first day is, oh, welcome, congratulations on making it to the 7th year of your life. And this is because of a Scottish scientist who discovered penicillin. Now we're going to do some physics, the study of the universe. Now, everything in the universe was discovered by a white man, as you can see in the periodical table of elements. Okay, one was Madame Curie, a white woman, the exception that proves the rule, right? And physics is about the laws that govern our universe. And what is the most basic law? Gravity. And gravity was discovered by this English guy who was sitting under an apple tree, and an apple fell onto his head. I mean, the whole humanity had to wait for this guy to be hit by an apple in his head. They couldn't come up with that. That's how good white guys are. They discover stuff even while napping. So that's physics. And then we go to geography. Okay, we have continents, and the Romans named the continents. They named America after Amerigo Vespucci, who was an Italian navigator, and while they were at it, they named all other continents as well. And we live in Asia, or Asia. Asia is Latin for land of acid attacks. So, that was not nice, was it? But then the British arrived, and the British Foreign Office renamed our area. They called it the Middle East. Do you know what the Middle East means? The Middle East means the land in the middle of British possessions in the Far East and British possessions in the Near East. Some of you are not laughing, but you're learning. Some of these jokes are for my YouTube fans. But that's true. The Foreign Office came with the terminology Near East, Middle East, Far East. So yeah, geography is a bit humiliating. Let's talk about history. Okay, history. We are an ancient nation. Well, to be fair, all people are ancient. No population was formed in the 80s, okay? But yeah, we are an ancient nation. We used to do ancient things in ancient times, as you can see in these ancient stone engravings. We have no idea what they say. We're just waiting for this Western Orientalist who couldn't get girls at university to come over and do some digs and decoding. But let's talk about modern history. Today we are talking about contemporary history, and I want to tell you, my students, about these British bastards, how evil the British were. You know the British? The British came and discovered our oil. We were sitting on the oil for centuries. We had no freaking idea what this was. Okay? So the British came, they discovered the oil, they dug the oil wells, they put up the oil rigs, they laid down the oil pipes, they built the oil tankers, and they invented the engine that needs this oil to function, and when everything was operational, we nationalized the oil. And these British bastards wouldn't want to leave. They wanted to stay and have part of their investment. Can you believe this, guys? That's the British for you. Yeah. Okay. This brings us to the end of the school day. Let's end with a message from His Excellency, the President of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Death to America and the West! We shall conquer you and march on your decadent cities, and our revenge shall be inexorable. That was the message from the President of the Islamic Republic from his office at Avenue Louis Pasteur. You cannot defeat imperialist armies on a stomach upset by unpasteurized milk. So I think I have conclusively proven that white guys are the best, and they are kind of supreme, let's face it. Some of you have been a bit uncomfortable. I think I have still been the funniest Iranian guy on the line. Thank you very much for listening.
Santo! And for those of you still at university, that does count towards your final grade. So all of that, if you were listening, we'll be doing questions about it later. Right, we have an interval. After that, we're back with our final headline.